If you know me, you know that like my political stance, especially around cinema and filmmaking, is that Hollywood is not going to save us. If you need a big example of what I mean when I say Hollywood is not going to save us, look at this. Luckily, and I'm saying this from a very privileged standpoint, it's not enough for me to hate the movie. So let's talk about it anyway. The movie I want to talk to you guys about today is a movie from 2015, a movie that was initially badly reviewed, and I still don't understand why. It's called Dope, and it stars Shamik Moore, Kiasi Clements, this guy's name, whose name I keep on forgetting. He played Zero Mustafi in Grand Budapest Hotel, and he played Flash Thompson in Spider-Man Homecoming. I think his name is Tony Revolero. They play these three friends. The movie starts about this guy called Rick Famuyiwa, I think that's his name. You know him from directing movies such as The Wood and I think Best Man. I'm not too sure. He's like old black Hollywood director. And then somewhere along the line, he directed a great movie in 2015, which is what I want to talk to you about today. And he was taken by Disney to do all these Mandalorian shows, all these Ahsoka Tano shows, basically all these Star Wars Disney shows. You've probably seen his director credits on me. But this is a movie that he released in 2015. In this movie, you follow this guy called Malcolm, who is basically trying to get into Harvard. He's one of those smart kids, very big on science and stuff like that. But he has like a he has a huge love for 90s hip hop. 90s rap, 90s pop culture, basically. He does this thing where you can tell that like his character's obsession with 90s rap is very internet based. He wasn't really there for it, so sometimes he gets certain things wrong. Like for example, there's a scene where he's talking to A$AP Rocky and he says something like, hey, when Dr. Dre released, what is it called again? Oh, 2001 Untitled, and then he mentions some other album that was released in 2001, and then he's talking to an A$AP Rocky character, and A$AP Rocky is just like, first of all, that album is from the 80s, and that album is from 2001. So essentially you follow that kind of character, right? And this is not important, but like it really kills me how the character of Shamik Moore in this movie basically inspired how the character of Miles Morales would be written in the Spider-Verse movies. But I think this movie is great. So the plot point of this movie is that he goes to this party because he really falls for this girl played by Zoe Kravitz, who seems to be the girlfriend of A$AP Rocky. And then when he gets to this party, a shootout occurs, and then some drugs that were being dealt between A$AP Rocky and his friends end up in his bag that he takes to school. When he gets to school, he realizes, shit, I have so much drugs here. And then he calls A$AP Rocky. A$AP Rocky's like, take them to this guy. Now, at the same time, this guy is trying to get into Harvard. So he has to have these interviews with people who will recommend him, or people who are like representatives of like a governing body for like Harvard. And then he learns that the person that he has the interview with is the drug dealer, like the kingpin who is getting money from selling these drugs. So the kingpin tells him in not so many words that like, you don't have to sell these drugs for me. They're not supposed to come to me. As you can see, I'm a respectable person. I'm a respectable citizen, you know? So if you have these drugs on you, I want you to sell them and give me the fucking money. How you do it, figure it out. So basically, the movie goes from being this messy screwball comedy, this coming of age thing, and you basically watch this kid basically be smart and find a way to sell these drugs in a very smart, but you know, you have to suspend your disbelief type situation. But I think this movie is fresh. I think that's the best way I can describe this movie. It's fresh, it's new, it's unique. There are things that happen in this movie where you think like it'll go this way and it goes that way. Like there is a sequence that happens with this model, an actor who is now married, and I'm very angry about the fact that she's married and has a family. Chanel Iman plays a character here, and she's like this femme fatale, and you think it's gonna go in one direction, and then it becomes probably the best thing about this entire movie. Like that sequence had me cackling so hard because it's funny, but like it's also very uncomfortable. It's uncomfortable. Like I enjoy those type of stories where you are just shocked by a turn that a movie is taking, something that you never expected it to go, a direction that you never expected that movie to go. I absolutely adore this film, and I feel like if you have heard about it, you probably have heard about it because when the first trailer dropped, it dropped on Twitter back in 2015 or 2014. And I think a lot of people reacted by saying like, oh, I will be there, I'll be seated, I'm going to watch the fuck out of this movie. And I think the release was so weird. I think it was a limited like American release. We never really got it in South Africa. So all I ever got was the bad reviews upon the initial release. So I thought, okay, I guess it's a bad movie. I'm going to move on with my life. And then I watched it like a couple of years ago. I think it was playing on this channel called Stars. I think on DSTV we have a Stars channel. it was playing there at the stars of BET. And I sat down and I watched it and I was just like, this movie's great. What the fuck? Why was this movie badly reviewed? It's amazing. So yeah, you should check it out. Dope from 2015, starring Shamik Moore, Casey Clemens, Tony Revolori, I'm not going to say this name right, A$AP Rocky, and this guy whose name I've forgotten. And yeah. And that. Guys, thank you for watching. Copy of yourselves every day. Shut.